I stay out of this.
So DOA. First off, let's start off. Let's do a few things, all right? Let's talk about this liar, right?
All right, go ahead. Go
First off, this guy is lying about the things that happened with Josiah, okay? A few things. First off, Josiah came to him and he needed help because he claimed that he was being chased by the island boys who were coming after him. That's sign of somebody who is hallucinating and delusional, right? The average person, smart person, an adult, would immediately say, you know what? Let me take you to the hospital right now. You're having delusions. But instead, what DOA did is he said, because he was crashing out. DOA was crashing out himself. He had nothing, nobody on his side, nothing except for Chi and her fucking maggot mouth. Maggot mouth Chi. Chi looks like a corpse, right? She looks like a past rigor mortis and all that, right? The necrophiliac Chi. So Josiah needed help, and instead of getting him help, he put him in a van and drove him around without sleeping, and ranted for days, and then got Josiah to do all his dirty work. So first off, DOA, why don't you do this stuff yourself? Why do you need somebody else? You're not gonna see me. Jessica right here. I'm not gonna be like, hey Jessica, can you fight my battles for me? Can you argue with people for me? Can you do this? I need people on my side. Nobody's defending me. Nobody's defending me. Here, let me show you what he's talking about. Nobody's defending him. First off, who's supposed to be defending him? You do your own shit and everybody else gotta step in and defend your shit? So let's look what this blubbering fool is doing. Let me pull up this video. What a whiny little baby this guy is.
I'm just dealing with two major false allegations. One, like molesting or touching my niece.
Let me stop there. No one alleged that he did that. The facts is Scott's not allowed to see his niece. Scott's not allowed to see his niece. Now, I know that Aaron said Scott is not allowed to see his niece. Why is that? And listen, he's asking questions. We ask questions around here, right? Honestly, somebody says, hey, you know what? You're not allowed to see your niece. You ask questions. We ask questions. We ask questions today. We got some answers today, too. Scott's not allowed to see his niece because Scott threatened his family. Scott has been threatening his family. See, Scott used to live in his mother's basement. See, you know, all the projection that goes on with Scott? He always claims these things like, oh, somebody lives in their basement. He said, I live in my mom's basement, which is crazy because I haven't seen my mom. I've seen her once in the last 6 months.
He does live in our basement. Sorry.
Well, it'd be a kind of, considering my mom lives on the second floor of an apartment building. I don't know if he could live in the basement. And Scott, unlike you, right? I own a company. You own a RV, right? But this lie that he keeps on perpetuating about how somebody claimed that he did this and that. No, it's just, you're not allowed to see your niece. Yeah, let me pull some of this stuff up. We got some time, right? Mm-hmm. I was talking to my chat. That's all that matters. I talked to my mom. My mom told me this morning, she's like, you got to go easier on your chat. They're not bad. They're not all bad. I'm like, I know they're not all bad. And she's like, you know, everybody else's chat's pretty fucked up, but the people in your chat are very nice. I just want to make sure I have all this information correct. So yeah, Scott, again, because of all the drama, all the fight and threats against family, he's not allowed to see his niece. He's not allowed to see his nephew either. But he's never met his nephew. He's never met. So it's weird, right? This guy is the guy who's supposed to be like, you know, have the wisdom and what it takes to take down the Church of Scientology, but yet this guy, Scott, can't even figure out basic shit with his own family. His family hates him. His family hates him. Scott, your family hates you. You brought it on yourself, Scott. You brought it on yourself. See, we all see it now. We all see it. We all see how fucking absolutely dangerous you are, and you're a predator. You're a predator. What you did to Josiah, you're a fucking predator. So yes, he's not allowed to see his niece, and he's not allowed to. He's never met his nephew. Doesn't get along with his sisters. The other, I know one of them has hated you since high school. Since high school. When your own family thinks you need to be in jail, that's something, man. Now, they said that, you have mental illness that you refuse to accept that you have. In your own mind, you don't have mental illness. But it starts to make sense, because when Josiah was going through an absolute fucking crisis and needed a doctor and medication immediately, you were like, no, let me just ride around, scream, and smoke some weed. You don't need the doctors and all that. What you need to do when you're in crisis is listen to me scream about how Serge is so bad and everybody's so bad because you're mad at Laura because she dumped your bitch ass, and now you got to get back at her by going after her friends. Because it's always somebody else. It's always somebody else. It's everybody else's fault. It's everybody's fault in this movement. It's your family's fault. It's your sisters and your other sisters' fault. It's everybody else's fault. And you take no damn responsibility for your own shit. And you become the victim. Let's listen to this whimpering fool. Big stupid in action.
I'm just dealing with two major false allegations. One, like molesting or touching my niece.
Nobody said that.
And then two, that I'm the swatter.
Who's saying that? And who cares? What are you talking about?
And that this thing that has caused me much trauma and has just fucked my head up big time and caused a lot of paranoia. Just at the sound of a siren.
Oh God, here we go.
Sirens are so fucking triggering.
He's very scared of the cops now, guys.
And now an injury to my thumb.
The
last time I was arrested.
He got injury to his thumb? You big fucking baby. As you were sitting there trying to work the cuffs to make as big a mark as possible. You hear the cop on the tape saying, I can stick my finger there, there's space between the cuffs. It's like, I've been in cuffs tight as hell for hours. Guys, you were in cuffs for a few minutes and now you're injured. Big stupid.
Even why won't you defend me on that?
Who is he talking to? Guys, who is supposed to be defending him on that? He thinks everybody's supposed to come out and defend him as he's torn apart everybody's fucking lives. And it's like, oh, come defend me. Not everybody's dumb like fucking Chi. Go ask Chi for help. Go ask for the little fuck girls. Go ask them for help. The three people who stand by you. Everybody else thinks you're fucking insane. Why won't you stand by me? Why nobody defends me? Why aren't the Jane Does defending me? Nobody's defending me. Because you fucking pissed off everybody. You sit there on bullhorn and be like, why aren't you defending me? Talk about narcissism, guys. Your own family says you have narcissistic personality disorder. Your family says that as he's running around here calling everybody else narcissistic. All this projection. That's all he does. Everything that he has, and listen, the guy obviously has huge insecurities. Like I said, he was 40-something years old, literally living in his mom's basement. And then she kicked him out. And he got a van. She kicked you out of the basement. I'm trying to figure out, what does retirement look like for a person like this? Right? Lived in the basement until he's middle-aged, gets kicked out, lives in the van. Now he lives off of super chats because there's some stupid people out there that want to give him. I don't care. I've been saying he's not allowed back in LA. He's not. Like I say, you can come here, do your little court shit, and get the fuck out of LA. But your family says you're not allowed in Chicago. Why does this keep happening? It's not just that you're doing this to strangers. You've done this to your own family. And you're crying and whining. You put your family through hell. You destroyed according to your family, you have destroyed your family. The quote I heard is, quote, I'm dead serious, the quote, you are a shit stain on your family. Quote, shit stain on your family, unquote. That's the people who know you best. That's what they say about you. And this is supposed to be the person that comes out here and is going to take down Scientology. He's going to do it all on his own because he's got to kick everybody else out. This blubbering fool, right? He's got an IQ of 25. He is not a smart person. He is a stupid person. He's just loud. And he's not brave. He's a pussy. Like I said, he could have come to my face anytime, but he goes to Jessica's face at that parade that he's feeling so threatened about. Where he came to Bullhorn Taco Joe and was going to call him a human what was he doing? Hunting migrants, which is all lie. He was filming them. But you said he was hunting them, and you were going to say that in the middle of a protest. And then when I call you a fascist at the protest, how could you do that? You're going to put me at risk. I'm at risk. As you were coming there to go off on this guy. You're a hypocrite, and you're stupid. And you're a pussy. Because again, I said this, you could have said this to me. I came back to your van, wait for you. I came here to wait for you. One-on-one, you could have came and confronted me. I didn't need a crowd around. I came there waiting for you. You never showed up. You took the long way. Back to your shit bucket van.
Like, why not just say, like, he's not doing the swattings?
Who is supposed to be doing this? And you want to know something, though? You want to know something? Guess, you know who actually has said that he's not responsible for the swattings? Me. Me. I've been like, you know what I'm saying? I've been the loudest with it. And he's crying. He's literally, fake crying. That's not real cries, guys. That's as authentic as his bullshit story yesterday about somebody he saw at the I can't believe what happened. Oh my God. 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 I was at the car wash. I can't believe this happened. I can't believe this happened. I was at the car wash. And a leprechaun came up to me. And the leprechaun said, I saw your robot videos. And I couldn't believe it. And then the leprechaun gave me a pot of gold. I've always wanted a pot of gold. Oh my God, I always wanted a pot of gold. The leprechaun gave me a pot of gold. A leprechaun gave me a pot of gold. Oh my God. Oh, this is everything. I was going to wash my Scientology stuff off, but the leprechaun gave me a pot of gold. Get the fuck out of here with your bullshit. Get that bullshit ass story. You're going to tell me that Scott, somebody came over to praise him and he did not get that on video. He didn't go live.
One time I put the camera.
You didn't take a selfie. You didn't do anything. Okay. A whole trunk full of them. A whole trunk full of books. You didn't take a picture of that? And then people in the chat like, oh, you're so, Scotty, oh my God, Scotty, you saved them. You saved them. All the Sues. Anybody got a name Sue is in the chat. If it's a Sue, the most degenerate fucking people, the same people who are actually in Josiah's chat, instead of saying, Josiah, you need to get some help and stuff, were cheering him on when he was having his crisis. Because he was with Scott that day having a crisis for 2 days. And nobody thought, you know what, this kid needs help. But no, you degenerate scumbags cheered him on. You cheered it on. You saw somebody in crisis and you cheered it on and you egged it on along with Scott. And then Scott, I guess he did a live tonight where he's talking about what he did for Josiah. Josiah, when everybody thought he jumped out the window, he got off his live and he didn't call Scott. He immediately called me and he immediately said, I said a lot of things about people I really want to take back. And I understood. I did not hold anything they took against me personally. And like I said, he was in crisis and he had some grown-ass man using him. Scott, understand from this point on, right? What you did to Josiah is so fucked up. You used him. I want to know how you think it's going to be when you go to the next town and the story gets out, because I'm going to get the story out about you, buddy. That you used a young black man as a tool to go after your critics, even though you knew it was going to chew him up and ruin his life. Because you were gone. Josiah was going to have to stay here and deal with the fallout from this. You were on your way out of here, but you're like, no, I'm going to fucking use him. I'm going to use him. You are a despicable person. See how you're crying here? Here, let me tell you.
Why can't you even speak up about that?
Fake cry. All fake cry. He got those rabbit carcasses hanging from the ceiling.
Why would you say something?
Fake cry.
Like...
Guys, this is a cry for help. This is somebody who is in mental health crisis. This is what a cry for help looks like, right? Josiah was crying out for help. And Scott told him, riled him up. And then afterwards, right, and this is the sick part, afterwards, Let me see if I have this picture. Somebody sent this to me. Let's see if we can find it. While Josiah was in this crisis, he was saying he was going to go apologize to Scientology. He's going to apologize to the. He's in the middle of this crisis, and somebody reached out to him and said Josiah is about ready to go join Scientology, pledging his loyalty to them. DOA said Josiah could do whatever he wants. So when Josiah was literally hanging out the window, ready to just end it all, and you'd think that he'd be concerned. Here's what happened. He was concerned about himself because DOA was in his feelings and he was done with Josiah. He already used him up. He had used him up, and yeah, he's disposable at that point. So he'll figure Josiah could do whatever he wants.
That. Like, why not just say, like, why not just say, like, he's not doing the swattings? Why can't you even speak up about that? Like, why would you say something? And, like, it's like the biggest betrayal.
Oh, God. Who betrayed him? Who's he talking about? Everybody? He shit on everybody?
Betrayal.
He shit on everybody, and then it becomes our fault to stand up for him?
I think I was going to cry about this again.
He's going to cry about it. Whimpering fool. You whimpering fool. Josiah was crying out for help, and you shitted on him. And then you're like literally a fucking 40-something-year-old man crying, demanding help. Shut your bitch ass up.
No, it's not just...
Oh, here we go.
But I'll take a little responsibility. I had him on the live stream. I thought that would be good support, but...
You hear that, guys? Josiah needed help, and he thought the way to give Josiah help was to put him on a live stream. And what did he do on a live stream? He just riled him up, talked about how everybody's terrible. And, you know, if I'm saying, okay, again, you have your family member next to you, somebody you care about, and you're like, and they're going off and they're talking about how they're thinking about ending it all and all these things. Are you then going to dump all your personal drama on them at that moment? Or are you going to try to get them some help? This guy, me, I'm going to try to get them help. I'm like, listen, we got to get to a hospital. You got to get, this is what Josiah and I talked about on the phone. This is what we talked about. That he hasn't any sleep. He needs to lay down right now. And we're going to go get you over to the hospital. This guy, on the other hand, was like, no, I'm going to use you. I'm going to get you in my van, and we are going to ride around, and we are going to talk shit about Aaron and Streets and Jessica and Serge and Michael and Dan Walks LA and whoever the fuck, everybody. And get Josiah worked up until a point when you dropped him off, within what, an hour, he was ready to jump out of a window. He was ready to jump out a window. And then people were coming to you. Multiple people came to you saying Josiah's in crisis. And you're like, he's got to figure it out. He's got to figure it out.
Trolls hate me so much that they'll try to burn down anybody who's associated with me.
So he's blaming Josiah going through that crisis on trolls. He was in crisis before you came there. You came there because, hey, somebody, Chief supposedly said Josiah's in crisis. And you're like, yes, I'm crying right now in my van and I have nothing left, but I'm going to go pick up Josiah and go rant for a couple of days and not let him sleep. I guess he did a live tonight. He's talking about how, trying to talk about his sleeping situation with Josiah and how, oh yeah, I took off my shirt. Like, why are you telling us this? Where does this come from? No one asked. But wow, that's some weird shit that could just randomly start bringing up about your sleeping situation with Josiah. Like, what the fuck is that? I'm just asking questions. And
so me trying to do a good thing and take Josiah out and have all this community that love Josiah and Josiah.
They don't listen, guys, no one in DOA's chat loves Josiah. They like the whole drama of it all. They don't care about Josiah. They don't care. They don't care about any. They don't care about taking down Scientology. They don't care about justice. They don't care about anything. They like the fucking entertainment, and they don't care if it destroys somebody's life in the process. In fact, that's preferable because that's just a great thrill to watch. They're sick people. Everybody in DOA, like I said, anybody named Sue, they're fucking sick people. They're sick people. And the Sues, of course, are going off on Serge about him wearing heels and stuff. So it's like some anti-gay stuff. Oh, that's another thing. I love how DOA claimed that Jessica and I made fun of Josiah for being gay. That never happened, guys. DOA just makes up stuff. He says that we forced Josiah out of the community the first time. Everybody knows what happened with Josiah the first time because DOA wasn't here. He was back in DC being a fan. He was a fan.
He a fan, he a fan, he a fan. He a fan, he a fan, he a...
He was a fan watching from afar, and he's like, no, I gotta get out there. I gotta drive out there because that looks like clicks and views galore. I mean, he said it. It's on video. But before he even got here, we saw this happen with Josiah before, where he was going to tear down the whole community. He was going to protest everybody. He was going to fight Cam and others. And so when people turn their backs on him, it's sort of understandable.
He showed up at the Blue Building to fight Easy the one day.
Yeah, fight Easy one day. Yeah, he literally showed up there to fight him. Guys, and then he's talking about, oh, well, you ostracized him. We now know that he's going through mental health issues. Now we know. I know for a fact he hasn't had medication in 6 years. You can't have depression, other things. Who knows? He's being diagnosed now. He's on 5150. And not have medication. 6-7 years. And so when DOA picked him up as an adult, you have an obligation to go and do no harm and try to get him some help. He didn't. He chose the other way. Because he's an evil person and he's a selfish person. He's like, no, I'm going to use Josiah to get back at my enemies, my perceived enemy, because nobody's really giving a fuck about DOA.
Felt all that love that the next day the trolls throttled him up, telling him to commit suicide, to go kill himself, and their hatred of me
guys, this is not true. Josiah had a mental health issue before he even got picked up and he was going in crisis. It wasn't like, oh, he's fine, and then he read some things in the chat that, it's about DOA, he's got to make it about him. Oh, it's my trolls got him all. It was not any of that shit. He was in mental health crisis and he was begging for help. When somebody's acting like they're going to jump out the window or jump out your car, that's a cry for help. When somebody's saying, hey, the Island Boys are chasing me and stuff, guys, hallucinating, that's a cry for help. He needed help. But talking about, like I said, the ultimate narcissistic personality dude, he had to make it about himself.
I talked to him yesterday. He's like, I don't want to have anything to do with the Scientology stuff,
He didn't want anything to do with the Scientology stuff because he realized that he went too far and he said things he didn't mean. Because Big Stupid is over here, riled him up and got him to that point.
And it was Josiah was getting out all the hatred that he had in his veins from.
This is the point he was supposed to step in as an adult and be like, hey man, calm down, man. It's gonna be all right. But no, he chose to have him speak into a camera with people on the other side of the camera saying, keep going, Josiah, keep going, as he worked himself up. And honestly, worked himself up at the same time was ruining relationships with everybody in LA, knowing he had to live in LA himself. Because remember, Big Stupid, he's leaving. He's leaving LA, so he doesn't care. Josiah has to stay here. And he was perfectly fine with him just tearing down every relationship Josiah had because it helped Scott. This is a sick fucking predator. That's predator shit, guys. Predator. Scott Hofstetter is a predator. It's gonna be my life mission to make sure that I warn the whole fucking country, and I will, that Scott is a fucking predator. A predator, and again, he did this to a young black man. I feel a certain way about that.
How Jessica.
Oh, here we go, Jessica.
Jessica and others and Streets on how they called him gay and how he painted his.
That quite literally never happened.
That never happened, guys.
Never
So
happened.
listen, guys, everything with the Scientology movement is on video. And everybody has archived, people have archived every second of our Scientology stuff. Somebody, can you show me one video? See, Scott lies. He just makes up stuff. Everything constantly, just nonstop lies coming out of his mouth, just throwing anything out there. And he's never held accountable for just even one of those lies. He's never. He could just say it and just say it. None of that happened. You have any gay people in your family?
My brother's gay.
Her brother's gay. I mean...
Why would I make fun of someone for being gay?
Your brother's very gay.
What?
He's very gay.
He's very gay?
Yeah. And he's also a nice guy.
He is.
Nails.
You say he's a nice guy?
Eh.
Well,
Okay.
He's funny as hell.
He is?
And he's super smart.
He is?
And they went after Josiah.
No one
And
went
it
after.
wasn't until I did an interview with him that we were able to change the community.
It was when he did an interview with him that we changed
No,
the
it's not.
community.
You know, but I'll take a little.
Guys, guys, there was something that happened. Remember Josiah was in jail when Scott was in there? And there was the whole thing where we raised $9,400 and got Josiah out of there. Listen, I got a lot of pushback about even raising money for Josiah at the point. People were like, don't do it. That's fucked. Everything he's done. And what have I always said, man? You got to give, you can't, you know, I'm not big on giving up on young people. I give up on Scott. I didn't give up on him for a while. I went way too long. My fault, guys. My fault. I readily admit that. But the whole community came together and rallied behind Josiah. And you're going to sit there and say, well, you changed a narrative on something? That would change the narrative on something right there and then. What are you talking about when you did an interview? It's always about him.
The trolls throughout stuff, you know, and it was Josiah was getting out all the hatred that he had in his him gay and how he painted his nails.
No one said any of that.
And they went after Josiah, and it wasn't until I did an interview with him that
God.
we were able to.
Yeah. Oh. I think I just showed.
It's on cars. I love that Streets is the one of. You know why Josiah has been ostracized from the community? Because of Streets and Jessica. And Tori's gonna help.
None of that happened. What are you talking about? Ostracized from the community. Have you ever even heard, like, I don't think I've ever said anything bad about him, even while he was going through all the stuff that he went through last year in January. I don't think a single time I've ever even said anything about him. And somehow I ostracize him. I've been there for him time and time again.
Streets, save Josiah. What the fuck is wrong with all these people? Holy shit, man. Do I feel good? I don't know. I haven't heard from Josiah. Josiah's a grown adult, though. You know, he's got to conquer his own demons on his own.
The nerve, right? So you pick him up while he was going through his crisis. You riled him up and made things worse and sent him to, like, the breaking point. And then he says, you know, he's got to deal with this stuff on his own. We got to deal with this stuff on his own. He's got to deal with his demons on his own. That is the so irresponsible. So irresponsible. He's got to deal with those demons on his own.
From Josiah. Josiah's a grown adult, though. You know, he's got to conquer his own demons on his own. I was going through enough yesterday, and holy fuck, you know, these trolls, you can't be like, okay, well, this is who they're dealing with. Like, this is why they're like looking at it and being like, this is a complete shit show.
Yeah, it's a complete shit show.
It is indeed.
It is indeed a complete shit show. It's a shit show that you created. Guys, again, I remember when this first got started, right? It was me, Jessica, and others out here, and it was just happiness and fun, and everything was good until DOA came, and then he made everything hell. Everybody became a bad actor. And he's just gonna make up these lies. But he lies about people. He lies. He lied about his sister being married to a cop. He says that. It's not true. It's untrue. You pulled knives on your sisters. Scott pulled knives on his sisters. What about the time, you know, he's also got that anger issue. Remember that time you punched a hole in your sister's door? I mean, it has a lot to do with all the drugs you've done over the years. I've heard you have had a massive drug problem for years. And honestly, go look at his videos, and half the time his eyes. Look at his videos this morning. You trying to tell me something's not going on there? Go look at it. Like I said, the people that know you best know that it's not that you've had a drug problem for years, but it's a massive drug problem that damaged your brain. This is what people around you who know you best are saying. And we all know that, though. We all know that. Like, none of that is new. Oh, person killed in shooting. Where is this? 7th and Stanford. It's not good. And that's another. Oh, that's another thing. Remember how he says, "Oh, well, I'm estranged from my family because of political beliefs." No, it's because you threatened your family and they think you're crazy. What are you talking about? Like, do your siblings like you? No. It has nothing to do with somehow support of Trump or for political beliefs or any of that. No, it's because you're fucking crazy. And you're just gonna lie on them like that. And you know what? I don't think they're happy with you lying on them like that. They're tired of it. They're tired of your lies. Everybody's tired of your lies. And like I said, you're claiming he keeps on going, oh, his sister's husband works for the Chicago Police Department. No, he doesn't. He owns his own public relations company. Just lying on, you lie on your family. If he'll lie on his family, he'll lie on everybody, guys. He'll lie on anybody. He'll lie on anybody and everybody. That's where we're at. Scott Hofstadter, the shit stain on his family. It's not my words. Not my words at all. And like I said, you were in your mama's basement until she put you out. Mr. I'm going to take down Scientology not so long ago was living in the basement of his mom's house. But he's somehow, he and only he is capable of doing this. Nobody else can. This guy who, when was the last time you had a job? When was the last time you had a job? I mean, you tell me. Do you ever work, or do you just sit in your mom's basement making videos, which put them at risk so much, those videos you were making, that they put you out? They're like, no, he's got to get the fuck out of the basement. And this is going to be, and this is the person that people want to follow behind. Like I said, those crazy people in this chat, what is wrong with them? What is wrong with you people? The Sues, the fuck girl Sues in them. He's a professional protester. He's a professional protester who's living in his mom's basement. What is a professional protester? Can somebody please explain that to me? Guys, I've been doing a lot of protesting. And you guys have seen it. I'm actually a pretty effective I don't think much of protesting in general. I think it's all kind of goofy. But when I do my shit, it's pretty effective. I mean, Scientology's not doing the greatest, are they? Oh, that's another thing. I love this one. Scott said that streets can't get anybody out there to protest. That I can't get people out to nobody comes out for me. Scott, you came out for me. Scott, you came across country because of what Jessica and I were doing. You came out. I can't get anybody out, but you drove here across country in a fucked up van. And I don't know if you noticed this. So there was this protest. It was called a Scientology protest at the Chess Center, right? And it started with one person. And before long, we had crowds, huge crowds, people spilling out into the street, crowds. And I handed that to you because when the test center closed, right, and I was into La Poubelle, but not really because it was all kind of fucking weird to me. And I had other things I had to do. And I was like, hey, here you go. All yours, man. You got this protest here. You got all these dozens of people who are activated and have their accounts, and they have tens of thousands of people who are into this per night. And after just a couple months of you were handed that. It's not like you went and started something. You were handed this, and you destroyed it all. Now, tonight, if we go over to the Blue Building, there are 0 protesters. And if we go over here to La Poubelle, there are 0 protesters. We go in front of the Test Center, there's 0 protesters. In the Celebrity Center, there's 0 protesters. And in North Hollywood, Scientology facility, there are 0 protesters. In Los Feliz, 0 protesters. In Pasadena, there are 0 protesters tonight. There are 0 protesters. You did that. That's what you created. And you were talking about you can get people out, right? And all you did was you drove people away, but you're trying to say that I can't get people out. Like I said, I don't even know why I even argue these things, because I'm dealing with a delusional person. It's more so, it's like, I know I can't get through to him. You people in your chat, in his chat, you're the real fucked up people. You see Scott. Scott's got mental health issues, obviously. And Scott's in crisis, obviously. This guy's crying on his phone this morning. He got rabbit carcasses hanging from the ceiling of his fucking RV while he's sitting there blubbering, crying. That's normal to you guys? Wake up in the morning, curled up in a ball in fetal position, rabbit carcasses hanging and stuff. Who knows what it smells like? Who knows what it smells like in that thing? And that's normal to you. That's some fucking Buffalo Bill shit right there from Silence of the Lambs. Remember when he was skinning women, taking their skin, making dresses? Scott's not far off. He's got carcasses hanging from his ceiling all over his fucking RV. What is that for? Is that insulation? I gotta tell you, man, that's a weird way of doing insulation as far as I'm concerned. Hey, but that's mental health crisis. And the people in this chat, all the fuck girl Sues and all them, why aren't you like, hey, Scotty, we gotta get you some help. You need to see a doctor. But instead, you guys cheer it on. You guys are you are the most fucked up people in the world. You guys. That's why I said I disrespect my chat, because I'm not going to let some random ass people on the internet somewhere. Like I said, go look at Scott's panels. Look at Scott's panels and look who comes on there and be like, okay, yeah, look, this is the person I want, like, giving me direction and stuff. Because that's essentially who's giving him direction. He does whatever his chat says because he needs the money. They even got mad at Henry. Yeah, Henry, why did he call the cops? Can you imagine that? Josiah's hanging out the window threatening to kill himself, and they're like, why did you call 911? You're supposed to do nothing? Because that's what Scott would do. You know why? We know that because he did it already. He picked up Josiah in a crisis and made it worse and then dropped him off and then said, you see him there, Josiah's got to deal with that on his own. He's got his own demons he's going to have to deal with. Well, you know, he needed medication. When somebody's going through a mental health crisis, they need medication. The only person that could prescribe the medication is a doctor. He needed a doctor. And rather than bring him to the doctor to get the help, while you're talking about how you do things for Josiah and you have his best interests and stuff, you did not do that. You made things worse. And I don't think he appreciates that. I don't think he appreciates the way you use him. And even though I told you about the things I did with Josiah, I don't tell all his details. But you had no problem going on your stream earlier and going through all of Josiah's mental health details bit by bit. Because it's not about Josiah, you're just using them. So you use everybody else. You use everybody. And you don't deserve it. Like I said, you're the guy who's never had a job, been a drug addict for years, to the point it rotted your brain. This is what your family says about you. The people that know you best, you're a drug addict. But I didn't need to be told that. I don't think anybody needed to be told that. This is your life. So the thing is, this is a guy who's a huge fucking loser. Let's face it. Like I said, he lives with his mother, doesn't have a job, on drugs, in the basement, making videos. Like that seemed like somebody who's like, oh yeah, this guy's got his shit together. And so he finally went out in a van, he went out to these protests and was starting shit. And then he came out here and people gave him a little bit of, because we had a loving community full of love. Like anything goes down, there was some test center stuff. And so if somebody got in trouble, everybody would be flying over to help them, to go fix their tires, to whatever it is. They rallied around people. And so when you came here, people just extended that. And I think it went to your brain. You're like, oh man, I'm fucking awesome. They love me. I'm fucking awesome. I'm an awesome person. And then it just went to your head and, I'm great and everybody else sucks. This is how we end up here. You're delusional. You need help. I don't give a fuck about getting you help. You can get your own goddamn help. You're a grown-ass man. Figure your shit out. I don't think you're ever going to get help when you're in your 40s and your family's been trying to get you help. Your family's wanted you to get mental health help for years. And you've chosen, you didn't listen to them. I don't think you're going to listen to me. I don't think you're going to listen to anybody else. But you're dangerous. You're dangerous because you'll do this, what you did to Josiah and what you've done to everybody around here, and just, you're going to continue doing it. You'll try. I don't think it's going to happen much because I think at this point, right, like you did what you did in DC and stuff, but I don't think, they reached out to us. And again, I'll say this again. I was stupid for not listening to those people. I just didn't, at the time, I didn't care because I just wanted to honestly, I kind of wanted to get away from the Scientology protesting. I'm like, okay, there's nothing going on. Hey, yeah, Scott, here you go. Do your thing. Yeah, La Poubelle. Remember, La Poubelle, I didn't give him enough credit. I didn't give him enough credit on La Poubelle. But then when he was out there in a protest and said, hey, you that guy from La Poubelle? No, it's Streets over here. That's not me.
I don't think anybody wants credit for
Yeah, literally no one wants credit for it. And he's like, y'all give me credit. But now he's whimpering and crying about how nobody's defending him. Why? Why would you think people were to defend you? Like, how delusional are you that you could sit there and just trash people and go off on them? And this is the worst ways. The things you've said about Serge are honestly just fucking really fucked up. Really, just honestly, it's like, and your whole chat full of bigots. You want to bring up Serge, and you're going to see nothing but like anti-gay shit. These are the people that he attracts. His chat is disgusting. You guys are gross. And his chat is a big reason why it's like I don't pay attention to chat, period. Because I just think, oh man, these people are fucking internet are nuts. And I don't want them, God forbid, there's no way in hell I'm going to let them sort of have any effect on decision making that I'm going to do. Where he's going to do whatever it takes to make his chat happy. His chat wants conflict, he's going to give it to him. They said Serge's dance videos were inappropriate. That person doesn't look real. They look like...
Yeah, it's like a wax museum.
You guys, you decide. That person look real? They didn't look real, man.
Both her eyes.
It's supposed to be the one TikTok account, the guy who always does those dances. He pulls up with a mask on and turns to the side and then starts dancing.
No, I don't know that.
You know, you just, not thinking right now.
Probably have different For You pages.
True, because you're looking at jails in South America and stuff.
Oh, that's YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, I think I said, there's more, guys. There's more. Everything he tells you about his family is lies. He's trashed his family, and I don't think they appreciate it very much. I think they would like to set the record straight themselves, but they're worried about coming out and saying things on video because they're worried about Scott's minions coming and fucking with him. I personally don't think they should be so scared because his minions are just they're kind of like Scientology. There's like a lot of talking. They don't do shit. What is Crackhead Kenny gonna do? I love how DOA is like, oh, this person's an abuser of women. Crackhead Kenny is just sitting there, he's like in his car doing his Crackhead Kenny stuff, and then some woman comes over, and he's like, bitch, I'll beat you, or some shit, something to that effect. Talking about like beating some woman and stuff. And then everybody's like, oh, Crackhead Kenny. The guy's got to be the biggest fucking, just look at him. Just look at that guy. He doesn't have a good life. It's pretty clear. All he's got is Scott's videos to look forward to. Hem and Chi. Yuckmouth Chi. Her little grubs, just worms and stuff coming out of her damn mouth. Anyway. Why? Deborah Rivers says, why are you... No, you're obsessed with Scott, Deborah Rivers. You're obsessed with Scott. I'm putting Scott out. Scott needs to get the fuck out of LA permanently protesting. And Scott also went and fucked over every person. You're talking about why anybody be obsessed with Scott. Deborah, say goodbye to Deborah. Fuck girl Deborah. She gone now. Anyway, what else do we have to talk about? Anything else? DOA was recharged and happy after getting someone to rant and repeat his thoughts, and he didn't need him anymore. It was awful to witness how happy he was after that. I know. He just used them. He used them. No offense, but it was something that... Okay. Oh, we got Donna in here. I know that's Aaron's mod who just gotta piss off DOA so bad. So bad. Yeah, so like guys, again, this information, I'm not even the first one with this. The first one that mentioned something about DOA not being able to see his nieces, that was Aaron. And rather than address that, DOA is like, oh, he's lying about making up these accusations that Aaron didn't make. Aaron literally just said he's not allowed to see his nieces. Why? I'm just asking questions. Just asking questions. We know why. And your nephew. So yeah, guys, I don't even know what else to talk about. Okay. Scott's done in LA. He's not welcome here. Guys, I'll say this again, man. The shit he pulled, the Predator shit he pulled, and having me as an op out here in LA, you can't, what are you gonna do, activism? It's not happening. It's not happening. I mean, your family members talking about getting restraining orders against you. Restraining orders against Scott. Family members want restraining orders against them. What does that say? What does that say? This guy who, what he did to Josiah is supposed to be the person that's going to save the children from Scientology. He doesn't give a fuck about the children. He doesn't give a fuck about people around him. He doesn't give a fuck about his family. But he cares about saving the children from the Church of Scientology. He talks about how, oh, I got these charges because I was trying to help out the Jane Does. The Jane Does hate you. You said you were going to bullhorn them. Defender of Women was like calling Jenna a bitch over and over again. Called Natalie a bitch over and over again. And he says, oh, I didn't say anything in the LAPD commission. You were fucking heckling Jenna. You act like that didn't happen? Everybody heard it. I'm sure you could hear it on the live stream. You were heckling Jenna. And he's like, I didn't say anything. Just lie. You just lie like that. It's literally. Again, this guy is not welcome in LA. I will fucking run you out of here. Spend a night. I'm gonna be over there protesting your van. And I'm gonna tell you something. You pissed off a lot of the Latino First Amendment auditors. They were looking for you, and I was there saving your ass. I was like, nah. You know, he didn't mean it like that and stuff. I'm not defending shit anymore. They were on your ass, and you don't even know it. And then he's talking about he's gonna come out. I'm going to bullhorn you, you pussy boy. I'm gonna bullhorn you. That's all you have to offer. Is like I'm gonna bullhorn you. Like I said, when you saw me in the parade, you had a chance to come bullhorn me. You walked right past me and walked over here to Jessica, who's 5'2". You skipped right past me. I was right there in your. I came looking for you in the parade. When I found out you were there, I came looking for you. I purposely came. Am I right? I purposely started like, oh, okay, and I saw your van, and I went looking for you, and you walked right past me, right to Jessica, and then walked away. And you're mad, Tory's mods. Yeah, you're mad because Tory's mods muted your name. Good. Nobody wants your fucking toxic ass shit. He won't get the mental help that he so clearly needs since he believes that nothing is wrong with him. It's people that know you your whole life. He did save 2 black women from Louisiana. Sure he did. Sure he did. They had a whole trunk load of books. No pictures taken, though. No pictures taken. Right? And he was doing his whimpering stuff. It was... once again, we're looking at a mental health crisis. People in his who supposedly care about him, cheating them. Chi, your dumb ass should open up your maggot mouth and say to him, Scott, you need help. Ashley, why aren't you saying, Scott, you need help? Sandra, why aren't you saying, Scott, you need help? But instead, you guys encourage him. Encourage the bullshit. Keep going. Just keep going, Scott. Just keep going. Work himself up until one day he's going to work himself up and put himself in a bad place. Because then you guys are going to have that shit on your conscience. Chi is just as bad. She's the one who does half of his videos. She is an absolutely terrible person. She had been sending me emails a long time ago asking for help because she felt, I guess, I don't know who was after him. Sheep Show or some shit. I don't even know who the fuck it was. I just ignored it. I saw the emails. I'm like, delete. His minions are afraid of him. Listen, half of the people that are supporting him are like fucking Osa type people, and the other half are just insane people. They're just as crazy as him. And X. Yeah, and X. She's like 26 years old, looks 47 years old. Doesn't have a job just because she's in a chat all fucking day. Doesn't matter, 24 hours a fucking day she's in somebody's chat. Get a life. Get a life. Get a job, get a life. Like I said, supposedly 27. You look fucking middle-aged to me. And your buddy Britt. You guys are sitting there emailing me a bunch of shit back in Chris's stuff. Constantly starting trouble. Constantly. The biggest troublemakers on the internet. Their whole life is they wake up to go comment in the Scientology genre. That's it. That's their life. You're too young for that shit. Go do something. Go do something with your life. Weirdos. You are the ultimate weirdos. Sending me messages, okay, Streets, can you get rid of your moderator's been so mean? Like, what is all this? Who cares? Don't complain about my moderators. My moderators are here to stay. And I'm adding a few back, too. The right ones. I had to get rid of some moderators because the shit that DOA's giving them hell. Attacking them. You got to go after moderators. Like, what is all this thing going after people's moderators? Goofiness. Oh, this is another one. DOA likes bringing up Daniel from Salem. At first, I take nothing back of what I said. What I said was what I said. What I said was facts about what happened with the police coming. But Daniel from Salem sees me out here all the time. What does Daniel say? Hey, man, he wants to make things right. Daniel wants to make things right. I usually just ignore him and stuff. But you guys are trying to bring people into fights that don't want these fights. Like, DOA, you're a pussy boy. You're a fucking pussy. You got to bring somebody else's shit into it who doesn't want no smoke with me. Like I said, I see him multiple times out here in the last, say, 2 months. And he's fine. He doesn't want any drama with it. But you have to try to bring him in because you have to try to find something. Crazy Love Audit. Met her tonight and her wife out here. I hope they found IHOP to go to the bathroom. Marina says about time those 2 mods got called out. They're the worst. They're the biggest fucking troublemakers. It's all they do is try to create trouble. They've been doing it since they were with Chris when they were trying to start troubles. And then I got getting texts from Chris talking about, hey, your moderators called me a clout chaser. Stop being a clout chaser then. Shit. You tell me he wasn't a clout chaser? When he first came here, he told me the reason why he came here was to clown me and Jessica. for protesting, and he's like, oh yeah, but he saw it would work. And then he came out here a week later, and he's like, hey, because he was unmonetized, asking me how can he make $50 a day. What am I supposed to pay you? I'm not paying you. What the fuck am I supposed to pay you for? I'm not paying somebody to protest. As they created so much goddamn trouble behind the scenes. Don't believe anything else trust me. Everybody else out here knows the troublemakers. You're like, oh, why did everybody turn their back on Chris? Because he was starting so much fucking trouble. You guys didn't see it. Smile on the camera. Him and X would do half the dirty work, making fake pages, making all these accusations about people. It was nonstop, awful fucking people. Chris, go fucking sing your little karaoke songs that is cringe as hell. As you cause so much damn trouble, and then be like, oh, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. You were the biggest troublemaker. Go take X and Brit with you. People around know. Like Chris and Easy and Cam and everybody that was around me, and they know the truth. Anyway, I don't even know. Yeah, I miss Cam too. Cam was a great, you know, to me, he's a kid. You talked to Cam. How's Cam doing?
I still talk to Cam.
How's
Cam's
he?
good. Still trying to get back out here.
I know he hates it out there in Long Island. Listen, no, you know, I don't even know what else I can say about him. DOA is, he's a predator, he's an evil person, terrible person. Everybody who gets to know him hates him over time. The people who know him best definitely hate him. He's damaged his own family, he's damaged this movement. He doesn't improve anything that he's around. I'm gonna tell the truth. You trying to tell me he doesn't damage Lara? I hate to be honest like that, but come on now. Lara's just not the same right now. I hope she comes back. She was a lot of fun. Angelina said, so glad you guys figured out DOA. I know. It's embarrassing that I didn't call this out before, but like I said, it was one of those things, like I was done with like protesting Scientology. I just want to get to my police stuff and political stuff. So it's like, I can't be here helping out with a protest and feeling obligated. Because honestly, when this test center was open, I felt obligated to be here every night, to the point where it created health issues for me. I wasn't getting any rest. It was taking 3-4 hours of my night where I couldn't do. I still have all my other stuff I have to do in life, and somehow I had to try to find 3-4 hours to work in and all that stuff. And it was. I was so happy when they closed it down. Over here, I was so happy. I'm like, I don't have to protest anymore. I can go get some rest. I just look forward, like, I hope it rains out. I was like. AZ is a new weirdo for DOA to watch out for him. I don't even know half these people are. I just kind of I don't really pay attention to. I don't watch streams. I get sent clips all the time, and so people send me the right stuff that I need to see. AZ Crimson. Oh yeah. Another DOA simp. You know, my thing is these are.
Yeah, he said he takes pictures of me and does weird things to them.
Who?
The AZ.
He takes pictures of you and does weird.
He says he looks at pictures of me and does stuff to them. It's
Dave,
totally normal.
Dave, you need to make a video, Dave, if you're around. Why would he do? That's weird.
I don't want to know.
Like I said, people who are attracted to DOA are not the most sane fucking people in the world. Do you remember Kyle McCauley? Oh, I remember Kyle McCauley. I set Kyle off last week. He said he was going to sexually assault my mom. Something like that. Yeah, no, he's in a crack. His family, I was actually looking at his Instagram today. He's like, my family thinks I'm crazy. You know, they're right.
Wonder
I was
why.
gonna post a comment. I was gonna be like, yeah, you know, your family, they're definitely right. Because I know anytime I post a comment, it
He
sets
does
them
that.
off
It sets them off. Yeah.
for like forever. Serious question: are you still carrying Jessica's baby? Happy birthday, Jessica. It is Jessica's baby,
Uh-huh.
and your birthday was what, yesterday, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I hope you don't hit that. Don't hit.
Yo, what the fuck are you doing?
Jesus, he came
No,
close.
that was that was actually close.
You should have let him hit it, and then like we could just rolled out of the car like
Come
we're
on.
hurt.
Okay, no, he's not close now.
We should just rolled out of the car like, oh,
Yeah.
my neck. Lara needs to clear her head and wash all the negative DOA crap off of her. I agree. I think DOA's made it easier to do that, the way that DOA is purposely going after Lara's friends. And that's what it seems like to me. It's like, he's mad because Lara's friends are concerned for her. They should be concerned with her. This guy DOA is fucking... Okay, your family member, your sister, she brings DOA home. How are you gonna feel about that, guys? How are you gonna feel about that? You gonna look at that and be like, "Oh yeah, no, he looks like a great guy. You met a great guy." No, you're like, what do you do? Well, I'm a professional protester. You're a professional protester. What does that consist of? Well, because he always does that stuff. Professional protester who's had a drug problem for years, who left his mother's basement not long ago to go live in a van. Wow, you picked a winner there. You picked a winner there, huh? No, you'd be like, you got to get rid of him. This guy's got to go. He's no good. He's not good enough for you. And think about it. DOA isn't good enough for anybody. Chi. Go, you guys, Rotten Mouth Chi and DOA should get together. Can you imagine? Imagine smelling that his funky ass coming up into your house with, at best, flip-flops, maybe barefoot. I'd be like, hell no. Let me get rid of... We are going to... get rid of this guy. AZ Crimson.
Oh, come on.
Hide. Let's get him off. Weirdo.
Do something.
All right.
Yeah, let's not have people in there that says that they do weird stuff to my photos.
Yeah, no. AZ
Thanks.
Guys, yeah, AZ Crimson's a fucking weirdo. All right, he's sitting there obsessing. Like I said, DOA brings her out some of the fucking weirdest people. RP Grinders podcast said, Streets, DOA is not welcome in Denver. We got to find some place to send him. Like I said, his family says he's not welcome in Chicago. I say he's not welcome here in Los Angeles, and he's not. I'll run his bitch ass out of here. And he's not allowed in Denver. Where can we send him to? Idaho would be good. Idaho. Can Idaho, anybody know any... Yeah, North Korea. You know what? DOA's got a lot of problems. You know where would be a good place for him right now? The Church of Scientology. He should join. He can make a whole $47 a week, which doing work. Well, man, he'd have to work. 110 hours a week, he wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, no, it's not happening.
He's not going to do it. Anyway, anything else? I think I'm going to end it here, guys. Done my little rant for over an hour. Was anything you going out there to do anything?
Probably.
You going to stream?
Probably. I don't know. If I find somebody to stream.
Let him go to Florida, a lot of swampland and gators out there.
Nah, Aaron's in Florida.
Huh?
Aaron's in Florida. That's not gonna work.
Oh, Aaron's in Florida. Yeah, but he talks all that shit. He's scared of Aaron.
I know
Send him to Mar-a-Lago. They'd kick him out to just the smell. Guys, he stinks. You guys might have wondered that. I'm telling you, remember one day, listen, I'll tell you, he was walking on the sidewalk in front of the Blue Building, and he was walking barefoot, and I just remember he walked past. I'm like, fuck it. He smelled like hardcore apple cider vinegar. I was like, fuck. What an awful smell that is. I'm like, this dude smells like vinegar. Fuck. And so I always kept my distance after that. Like, he's like, Streets never invited me to stay at his house. Hell no. Hell no. Would you guys let him stay with you? Would you guys let him stay with you? Or he's like, Streets never invited me to dinner. Do you guys want to go to dinner with him? I don't want to go. I don't want to be seen. Go out to dinner. Be like, hey, William, who's your guest? Oh, man, I don't know this guy, man. This fucking crazy guy's following me up the street. The guy who I was arguing with earlier walking over here in the street who sells the phony headphones and shit, I'd rather take him to dinner. DOA can't be trusted says, if you smell like apple cider vinegar, it could be a sign of underlying health conditions most commonly related to issues with your kidney functions, diabetes, or a bacterial imbalance in your skin. Jesus Christ.
No, I think it's just the lack of showers.
Yeah, the lack of shower. Lack of showers, have animal carcasses hanging in your, I see Karen Bass just tweeted, congratulations to all tonight's winners at the academies, but it probably includes a picture of her. Like, she'll thank people and it'll be all about herself. I fucking hate it. I don't like Karen Bass.
Yeah, I've heard.
Who do I dislike more, her or DOA? Man, it's a rough one, right?
Yeah.
Let's go cop watching. I don't think it's Sunday night though. There's not a lot, and Hollywood's half shut down because of the Oscars. Can someone make Will a shirt that says "I hate Karen Bass"? All right, guys, I think that's gonna be it. I'm gonna end it there, and go talk shit with this one.
I don't talk shit.
She does not ever.
No.
Never.
Look at this fucking idiot right here. Look at this. Oh, you know who that is? I don't even gotta tell you.
Where did that come? What? That's so
Out of
random.
nowhere. It's one of the 5,000 numbers. Like, okay.
Did you mention anything about what I showed you?
What do you mean? Oh, no, of course not. Oh, no.
It was your opportunity to.
Nope.
I know. You don't want to encourage that craziness.
Nope.
All right, guys. That's going to end it for now. And, yeah. Maybe one day Scott can repair things with his family, but I think until he repairs things with his family, you probably shouldn't take guidance from him on how to build a movement, right? Go build things with your family, Scott. Stop telling other people what they should do. No one should ever take advice from him. And and you should, again, you should probably apologize. When you do get a chance to talk to Josiah, you should probably apologize for what you did to him. Because you had him ready to jump out a window. And he even said in his thing, he's like, Josiah was ready to jump out of my van. And you didn't think that was, a good enough reason to take him to the hospital at that point? He's going to jump out your van, and you're like, no, let's just go smoke some weed. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that's going to be it. Shout out to the mods, and happy birthday to Jessica. Take care, guys.